No more skimping on embassy security. That's the message from today's congressional hearings on the attack in Benghazi that killed 4 Americans, including Ambassador Christopher Stevens.
Congress also bears some responsibility here. Congress has the power of the purse. And for years, we have asked our State Department to operate with increasingly lesser resources to conduct essential missions.
Ann Guerin was in the hearings, the Senate, and then later the House hearing, and especially that Senate hearing focused on money.
It did. One of the main themes of the report that came out this week from an independent group of investigators looking at the Benghazi attacks was that not only has embassy security and related spending been underfunded at the State Department, but there had grown up a culture at the State Department of husbanding the resources they had rather miserly, in rather miserly fashion, because they were always worried that they weren't going to have enough money. So that had its own secondary effects where middle managers and people who were responsible for embassy security were basically afraid to ask for money they thought they needed. And the 2 State Department deputies who were answering questions basically said, yes, we will ask for what we need, and we've already started to try to address the investigators' recommendations by asking for a few million more for some additional diplomatic security guards and some help from the Pentagon to deploy additional Marine guards as sort of a short-term measure.
And medium or longer term, what type of, are we talking about massive billions of dollars in funding? Or?
Yeah, I mean, the report talks about needing more than $2 billion a year for 10 years to build the kind of facilities overseas that would be required and to improve the ones that are already there.
In focusing some of the blame on Congress rather than the State Department, current Senator, perhaps future Secretary of State, John Kerry seemed to have a foot kind of in both jobs.
Yeah, it was a little awkward, which he did his best not to acknowledge.
When do we expect to hear about Kerry, if that's going to happen?
If Senator Kerry is to be nominated, the announcement of that could come as soon as tomorrow. One thing that could push it out until after everyone gets back after New Year's is where the fiscal cliff discussions stand. If the general feeling is that if that is really still hanging fire and a deal seems very elusive, that it might not be a good idea to muddy the water by having cabinet nominations in the mix.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Thank you.